Hi all, thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about functional seizures in public. So basically last weekend it was Father's Day and we went for a nice meal with the family. It was really noisy, there were people all around us. I couldn't really focus on the conversations that were going on with my actual family because there was just too many different noises going on. I had my earbuds in, and although I was a bit uncomfortable, I managed to have the meal, the starter and the main meal. My sister in particular noticed that the noise was getting a bit too much for me, and at that point the kids play area didn't actually have any kids in it, so she asked a member of staff if I could go in there. As I got up, my legs were really wobbly, and next thing I knew I was on the floor having a seizure. I could hear the strangers coming over to help, getting me on my side, and my sister had my head on her lap trying to make sure that my hand wasn't hitting anything or my feet weren't rubbing on anything too much. I always find the functional seizures scarier when out in public, when other people are around who don't know your condition, don't know what's going on, and I find it especially scary when there are kids because they can look quite frightening, and I don't want to scare anyone. Obviously my niece and my nephew were there. My niece is 3. She's seen me had seizures before, but it always worries me when she does see them. The seizures carried on while I was in the restaurant, and then I was just incredibly weak and tired, and then my uncle and my dad ended up having to actually carry me out to get me in the car because I'd brought my walker. I hadn't brought my wheelchair because I was having a good day, and it didn't even occur to me that I might need the wheelchair. When I got home, and I was thinking about it, and I just felt like I'd ruined the evening. I was really disappointed in myself, because it affects everyone. It's not just me. My whole family were trying to help me through it, and I know they would never have a bad word about it. They wouldn't say that I'd ruined anything, but as the person who is going through it, you just worry, I guess. I kind of lost for words a bit there. My advice to myself for the future and for others is that you're not a disappointment. You haven't ruined anything. You live with a condition that is unpredictable, and those who love you will never think differently or badly of you for this. Also, don't let it stop you, because whatever it is you live with, whether it's FND, functional seizures, any condition you've got, it doesn't define you. You can recover and get stronger from it. You may have setbacks, and yes, you're bound to spend time having to focus on your condition because you're trying to learn how to cope with it and manage the symptoms that come with it. Your personality, your interests, your hobbies, that's who you are. That's what people should see. You are a person. You're not your disability. It may not be relevant to everyone. You might not agree. But these are just my thoughts. It doesn't necessarily mean that it applies to everybody. When I do have a flare-up or a setback, then I'll watch this video and remember my own advice, and hopefully it will help me, and I hope it helps someone else too. I must admit, it's knocked my confidence. I'm going out tomorrow, although when this video comes out it'll probably be after that, but the plan was to take my walker. I've not been out since Sunday, so it's Friday now, so it's been 5 days, and I will probably take my chair instead of the walker as long as I manage to get up and get ready to actually go out. That in itself is quite a task at times. I was doing really well with my walker. Since treatment at London, I've definitely been using my walker with more confidence and not feeling like I need to rely on the wheelchair so much, though it's always handy to have it there as a backup, especially if I'm going out for a whole day. Just need to get stronger again, maybe use the wheelchair a little bit for now, especially since I feel a bit weak, but that doesn't always last long. You know, that could just last a couple of weeks, and then I'm back with my walker again. You have to say thank you to the restaurant staff. They were absolutely brilliant at the Brewers Fair. They were really helpful and caring, and trying to find somewhere for me to sit that was quiet, and looking for ways to get me out. They were trying to find a wheelchair, but there weren't any around or available. They even offered some of their staff members to carry me. Obviously, my dad and my uncle did, which I would have been much more comfortable with, obviously, my family doing it than a stranger, but it was really nice of them to offer. But most importantly, I have to say a massive thank you to my family for helping me through all this for the past 4.5 years, and for dealing with these sort of situations really calmly. But them, Dean, my partner, my best friends, Chloe and Sam, Dean's parents, I'm really lucky to have everyone that is so understanding of FND and what I live with. And as I say, I'm just incredibly lucky to have all these people that are supportive. So yeah, thank you.